8 reasons which I have highlighted why Africans are very poor, making them the third world country. Before I proceed, please let's go for a short break. Now, welcome back. 8 reasons why Africa are very poor. In the world today, Europe, America, Asia see Africa as one of the most poorest countries in the world, which is not supposed to be so. I will be giving you the 8 reasons why
At
Africa are
sound
very
of a
poor,
trumpet.
which the world are not aware of. Number one reason is maltreating. When parents in Africa give birth to their children, they don't love their children. Many African parents don't love their children. That is why when children see their father or their mother coming from the market or to event or wherever the parent is coming from, the child will run instead of running to the parent to go and embrace. They will quickly run inside. Why? Because of the over maltreating. When they see their child outside playing or doing anything without due to that poverty, they will just venture that anger on that their children. Too, too much hatred on their children. They don't love their children. That is the major problem, one of the major problems in Africa. They don't bring their children together, especially the fathers. They don't call their children to order, ask them about their school, help them to do their assignment, tell them, you know, this father and child relationship is not there in Africa. That is why see children on the street hawking, children that are not evil up to 10 years, hawking pure water, hawking sweet in the street just to survive. Sometimes government try everything possible to arrest those children, but this policy is still not working. There are thousands and millions of children out there hawking during the school hour because many parents don't take care of their children, and these children grow with this type of mentality, rejection, depression, and poverty. Many parents do maltreat their children because of poverty rate. When Africa parents are too poor, they will venture the anger and the depression and the hatred on their children. This is one of the major issues that Africa need to handle and correct, to love their children in order for their children to achieve their dream. The second reason why poverty rate is increasing in Africa and in Nigeria is because of freedom to choose dream and goal. When a child is coming up with gift, charisma, talent, their parents kill their dream. It is their parents that choose for them the career and their goal for their children. They always reject their children' opinion or their talent. They don't help their children to build their dream and their career. That is why Africa today only get rich at their old age. Very difficult to see an African youth to be successful except through fraudulent acts, which is not a legit source of income. They don't give their children the freedom to choose or to pursue their dream. They kill it for them. They are the one that choose the dream which they want their child to pursue. They are the one that choose profession for their children. They are the one that choose courses to study in school for their children. Then after graduation, the child will discover that he or she did not perform well in such course which the parent forced him or her to. And this result to low grade in school or in academic. For example, this child is very good in science, but the parent will want their child or their children to study business admin, which the other way around. Because of this, after graduation, everything, when it is time to look for job, it will be very difficult. Nothing in that child brain to show to the world or to show to the employer. This is causing poverty in Africa. And the number three reason why many Africa are very poor is language barrier. Africa have the most talented people in the world. According to history, they are the most smartest people in the world. Even the person that discovered drone was an African man in US. Many innovation, creativity, and smart. But due to language barrier, they are unable to express themselves. Since they got this language from the British colony, they have not remained the same. A borrowed language, any language you borrow, you cannot express it which you ought to. You cannot express it. That is why many graduates in Africa today, when they are being called for interview, they can't pass their interview. Why? Because they don't know how to express themselves. They can't speak, but they know the job. They know that mechanic work, but they can't express themselves. They are a good technician, good engineers in Africa, but they can't express themselves. They can't speak because it's a borrowed language, which they borrow from the British colony many years back. It gives them low self-esteem when they see people speaking, because in Africa today, they believe that if you know how to speak simple and correct English, you know it all. If you can speak grammar, you know it all. If you can boast with English, you know it all. That is one of the major problems that is causing poverty in Africa. Many graduates today don't have job while they can't express themselves during the interview. They don't believe in do it and let's see. They believe in theory. They don't believe in practical. They believe what you can say before they employ you. They don't even care if you can do that job. If you are the right person, they don't want to know. This is the major reason why many Africa are very poor. Language barrier which need to be addressed in Nigeria and Africa at large. Number 4 reason why Africa are very poor is corruption. You must know person who know that person, And that person must know that person. And that person you know must know the person in government house. And that person in government, that person that know person in government house must be a politician. And that politician must be in ruling party before you can get employed in that company or organization. This is another, the most destructive barrier in Nigeria that is affecting all parastatals, all areas of life in Africa. When you go to interview today, everywhere is absolutely corrupt. Sometimes in Africa, or somewhere in Africa, or some forces, when you go for recruitment, they will call. If you know that your godfather gave you letter for this recruitment, come and submit it. How can officer of the law announce it publicly that if your godfather gave you letter, come and submit it? Who are those godfather? Politicians, traditional rulers, state government, senators, presidency, and know somebody that know who for recommendation. This is a major problem in Africa. You must be corrupt. You must corrupt somebody. You must know who knows somebody. Or you must pay a set. If you don't know anybody, they will ask you to pay a certain money, which you cannot, which you will not even be paid for that job in the next 3 months or 3 to 4 months. They will ask you to pay a certain amount of money for you to get that job. And even paying that money is not even guaranteed because you don't know if it's a right source. That is where many fraudulent and scammers come in. They will eat your money without your name even coming out. The world only know about corruption and the major problem in Nigeria in and Africa is one of the most spread reason why Africa are very poor. Corruption is no longer new thing in Africa. The whole world is aware of it as the greatest virus that is affecting Africa and Nigeria. These are the reason, the fourth reason why many Africa are very, very poor. And the fifth reason why Africa are very poor is salary issue. Now, especially in Nigeria, for a, for example, you as a fresh graduate, you just gotten a job that they are paying you, let me say $50 or $30, which is not even enough due to the economic situation in Nigeria and Africa. And you are being paid this money. They forgot you have family member. You have probably, if you don't have wife, you must have been planning to have one. What can $30 do for you? Or $40? What can it do for you when you compare it to salary in Nigeria? How can a policeman or a military man be paying 50,000 naira monthly? How? 50,000, for those don't know the value of 50,000. 50,000 is just like $35. What can $35 do for you? Can $35 feed you? No, absolutely no. That is why today many officers, police officers, military officers in Nigeria, after retire, nothing to show for it, except you have other businesses doing. Many people are passing a lot, not only citizens, but also our security agencies are also suffering. But when youth rise up to protest, they will also use the same security officer to be attacking these protesters. That is the major reason. If you come out to protest for these same people, which they will also benefit from, is the same security they will also use to chase you, probably to arrest and jail you. That is the reason why Africa are very poor. Each time they come to protest, you will hear just like the one at Lekki Toll Gate, shooting innocent people. That is why many youth are afraid to come out to protest in Africa and in Nigeria. This is another reason why Africa are very poor. Low salary. They don't pay good salary. The salary, people that got jobs for the past 5 years, up till now, their salary are still not increased. Now, goods, commodity are increasing every day in the market. Dollar is rising. Price of goods are increasing every day. The same 30,000 naira or $35 they are paying them over 3 years ago is the same salary they are still paying them now. How can you survive when the the value or the price of commodity and product have double increase, triple increase? Not even double increase, triple increase, because last early last year, fuel 1 liter per fuel was 250 naira. It's not even up to a year now. The same liter of fuel is 600. That means multiply by 3. But your salary is still static at the same spot. Is it not that salary you will use to buy those fuel and those commodity? For example, Titus that used to be 400 naira, now Titus is 1,500 naira multiplied times 3. And your salary supposed to multiply by 3, but your salary is still that 30,000 naira. How can you survive? People are crying. They are working from hand to mouth. They can't buy t-shirts. They can't subscribe their phone. You know the cost of fueling your generator because there is no electricity in Africa. I will add that one to make it 9 reasons. There is no electricity in Africa. People are buying fuel on daily basis. No electricity in Africa. We are every businesses, every organization, every parastatus, every youth don't have light to do their business. They depend on fuel to do businesses. Barber, saloon owners, shop owners, provision owner, selling juice, they don't have light to do their businesses. That is why many people today, they have the intention, the mind to start up a business. They don't have electricity, no electricity. Electricity, especially in Nigeria, they are in total darkness. What can 2 hours light do for you for the entire 24 hours to power your fridge, refrigerator, or to power your barber shop? No electricity. How can you fuel your generator when per liter is 600 to 700 naira due to fuel subsidy? This is another huge barrier where Africa are very, very poor. No light at all. No light in Africa. Businesses are closed. Organizations are closed. No light. No light to empower the youth. No light to start from the beginning. How can you start when there is no light? What can you do? What business can you do without light? It's not possible. You need light to do whatever you are doing. Even if Even even if you are a content creator, you also need light to power your phone, to power your equipment you are using to create that video. The world should help Africa in this area, especially light. No electricity. No electricity. Africa is in total darkness. They are in total darkness and nobody is speaking about it. The government can provide 24-hour electricity for its citizen. Who are you? What are you now governing? This is what they want: water, light, freedom, and security. No light. No light. I say, I repeat, no light and no light. That is the reason, the same reason that security, Africa lacks security. You can see today now terrorism everywhere is due to poverty because people don't have job. Many graduates are in the street selling pure water. Many graduates are driving buses. Many graduates are Okada riders. Many graduates are driving keke. Many graduates, after their education, they are going for handwork. All graduates are learning handwork. Why? Because the school cannot even make you to succeed in Africa. Because it's like you are wasting your time. Only 10 to 50% people in Africa graduate that can have job. It's not possible. Job is not for graduates in Nigeria. Jobs are for graduates who know in those in the office, who know those in government house, or who know who own the company. These are only the people that have job in Nigeria and Africa. Security. Security is total zero. Now let's go to the next one, which is government. Why Africa are very poor is due to embezzlement by the government. Many governments appointed today, they have private hospital in Europe, in America, they have land, big company which the country is not even aware of. Let's take a case study of Abacha. Till today, many of Abacha assets are still being held in foreign countries. When you search the internet, you will know more details about Abacha funds that has been held, seized in Western countries, such as Europe and America. This is the major problem. It's not the only one. There are very many. All politicians today, they are embezzling public funds. Some of those funds, they dig it underground. Many, because many today don't want to deposit their money in the bank because the eyes of the EFCC are very bright and sharp. EFCC will definitely track them. That's why they find it difficult or as a barrier to deposit their money into the banks. Where they hid their money is underground or they deposit it on cryptocurrency. These are the places they hid their money. They don't want the government to know the banks they are hiding money because definitely they will be questioned. How come you are having 2 trillion or 300 billion in your account when you are being paying just 2 million naira every month? How come? When were you appointed into the office? They won't be able to express and explain themselves. That is why they will hide those money underground or in crypto world, or they hide it in foreign banks in order not to track them, so that there will be no trace of the money which they have embezzled. This is a huge and the most common problem we have in Africa, Nigeria, and the world at large: government embezzlement. That is where corruption come in. It's also related to corruption. The government don't care about the people. They embezzle public funds meant for the tying of road, funds meant for electricity, funds meant for food and amenities, funds meant for good health, water, and education. All this money are being embezzled by government. And this cause when you don't have road, you don't have water, how can you be successful? How can you be rich? How? Tell me, explain how. It is not possible. These are the problem we have in Africa. Because I am in Africa, I know what I experience on daily basis. I can't lie to you. God is my witness. And another reason, which is the seventh reason why Africa are very poor, is no helping hand from the government, nowhere to take loan, nowhere to borrow. They don't have organization to take loan after your education. Nothing like green card, nothing. There's in Western world today, the day you get born, they will open an account for you. Government will start paying you. Such thing don't happen in Africa and in Nigeria. Nobody, no support except your parent, no support from the government. After, even if you want to take loan to improve, to develop your skill, no such thing that are put in place. Nowhere to take loan, nowhere. No support, nowhere to borrow. They leave you to face life, to face your world. This is another issue Africa and Nigeria have that is making the youth to get poor and keep poorer, which will keep affecting Africa and Nigeria until they find a solution to resolve this issue so that Africa will be recorded in the book of prosperity and first world country to compete with other or Europe, America, and Asia. These are the issues we have in Africa and in Nigeria. The last one, but not the least, eight, which is lack of job. Africa don't have jobs. Even as a graduate, there was a video that circulated recently on social media where a graduate carried out his certificate and burned them live on video. Said that he had been searching for job, that he's tired for the past 11 years and he need to burn his certificate. He do it and burn the certificate live. This is the person that decided to video himself. Others do it secretly without videoing themselves because not everyone that want to dent their own image, not everyone that want to show themselves on social media, seeing the family that suffer to sponsor them in school so that they will not be depressed and disappointment, so that their parents or who sponsor them to that school will not gotten heart attack. That is the reason this certificate were born and gone forever. Just because this young man gone to school without reward for all the salary, the knowledge which he learned from the university could not even fetch him a living, could not even feed him and work for all the money he spent in the university. This is a huge barrier in Africa. No job. You will search and search and search and search. These are the reasons many Africa are very poor. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if you have opinion or you have contribution to contribute, kindly drop it at the comment box below. Or if you also have other reasons why Africans are poor, drop it at the comment box below. If I can't reply, other people will reply you. Thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our video either on Facebook or YouTube. Share and remain blessed. Thank you.